Well, hello, Internet friends. Rain here. So, there was another shooting yesterday outside of the White House. Not on the grounds, but outside of the White House in Washington, D.C. And of course, the shooter was shot dead. And of course, it's being framed as another attempt on Trump. Of which I don't believe any of them, being perfectly honest. Truthfully, if somebody was out there trying to get him, I think he'd get got. I think. I mean, I'm not exactly entirely sure. But so far, these shooters, they're really bad at it. But that's just me thinking out loud. And of course, I was talking the other day about the $1,776,000,000 slush fund that Trump and Trump's DOJ is trying to get through for his January 6th boots that were on the ground. And of course, anyone that feels like they were wronged by the government, and a victim of lawfare or whatever, however. But that's not what he's trying to do. He's trying to raise a basic army to go to the polling stations around the country to intimidate, wreak havoc with American voters. Because, our elections are just sick with fraud. And as I said earlier in another video, 250 years of voting precedent. And up until Trump, it's never been an issue. And don't get me wrong, there has been voter fraud, but not to the extent that Trump and the Republican Party are saying. And they know that that's not true. They know it. Okay. So, there's that. There's just so much that goes on from one day to the next. But yet, it's all the same. And it's really frustrating to be a regular American living in this country. An American that believes in democracy, that believes in the principles that this country was founded on. But here it is, we have to talk about this all the time. Because Ben Franklin said something to the effects that a democracy is a great thing if you can keep it. And we have to. Okay? Because a lot of us have kids and grandkids. Some of us that don't have kids have little brothers and little sisters, or nieces and nephews. So we have to maintain this democracy for them. Okay? And we cannot continue to allow big corporations to poison our drinking water, to poison our air, to poison the soil that, we grow things out of. See, because that's the latest thing that what's his name, Robert Kennedy Jr. did. They just upended all kinds of environmental protections. Yeah, that's wonderful. And this guy, Kennedy Jr., from what I understand, he was a lawyer going up against the corporate polluters. And now he's carrying their water. He's allowing these things to happen. Being anti-vaccination. And that's just dumb. All of these things that they're talking about with vaccinations and how bad they are, they've been debunked. They were debunked a long time ago. Speaking as someone who did get vaccinated, okay, I'm going to be 60 years old. And I have not once experienced any kind of long-term side effects. Now, maybe when I was vaccinated when I was a kid, there might have been some sort of a routine side effect. I don't know. I don't remember. I was a kid. But my kid, I had my kid vaccinated from, measles, mumps, rubella, all of the things. And she's 21 now. And she never had any kind of crazy side effects. She didn't grow an extra arm out of her ear. She didn't become the Walking Dead, the zombie. Neither did I. Neither did anybody I know. These things are just ridiculous. All these things that they are undoing because they're now saying they're bad. We know they're not. The science says they're not. And like it or not, people, anti-science people, okay, think of it this way. If we weren't supposed to have science, we wouldn't have science. Okay, there's a reason why, if you're Christian and you believe in God, Genesis, there's a reason why he put that tree of knowledge in the garden. And the way I feel about it is that mankind was becoming stagnant. And they needed an IQ boost. They needed a way to learn how to do things. Hunt. Take care of wounds. Just typical, everyday, ordinary things. Make fire. So if we weren't supposed to know these things, and if we weren't supposed to have science, okay, God never would have put that tree of knowledge in the garden. There's also supposed to be a tree of life, which is supposed to give immortality. And that tree went bye-bye. Because man is not supposed to live forever. And if you think about it, who really would want to? I mean, especially if your family and friends expired over the years, and then all you have left are memories. That's a discussion for another day. But the truth is that, in my opinion, if we weren't supposed to have science, we wouldn't have science. The Creator wouldn't have allowed it. But we were supposed to have science. We were supposed to have doctors. We were supposed to be able to cure disease. We were supposed to be able to do all these things. We were supposed to learn that the earth is not flat. We were supposed to learn how to sail across the globe, around the world in 80 days. No, that's a book. But if we weren't supposed to have these things, we wouldn't have these things. So, anti-science people, anti-vax people, flat earthers, come on, get real. Seriously. I mean, stop thinking like a cave dweller. Because that's not what we are anymore. Reading is not a bad thing. Education is a very good thing. And the more you know, the better off you'll be. The more you know, the more you teach yourself, the less people will be able to pull the wool over your eyes. See, that's why they attack education. Okay? Because ignorant people are more malleable people. Ignorant people will believe just about anything until they're no longer ignorant. But education is good. Learning things is good. It's not only good in the way that, you learn new skills. It's good in the way that it's good for the mind. The chemical workings of the brain. It will help with your cognitive abilities. And it can help push away or stow up or hold off cognitive decline. Seriously, look at Bernie Sanders. The man is in his 90s and he is as sharp as a tack. Okay? I appreciate that. I respect that man. If not for any other reason than other than the fact that he is in his 90s and he is sharp as a tack. Dick Van Dyke, 100 years old. So, people, look things up on the internet, Google things, learn things. The mind you save will be your own. Stop listening to Republicans that just run on culture war issues. Because culture war issues, passing those types of laws, don't do anything to put money in your pocket, to put food on your table, and to keep a roof over your head, and shoes on your feet, and clothes on your back. Okay? So, study up. Learn stuff. Don't give people a reason to make fun of you. Because, with some of the things that you MAGA people say, it's ridiculous. And constantly saying that Trump knows what he's doing. He's a businessman. He is a failed businessman. Okay? 6 times filing bankruptcy. Someone that files bankruptcy 6 times is a bad businessman. And he's a crook. And he is stealing our money from our treasury. But That's my take, my opinion, my rant. So, if you got anything out of this video, if you like this video, hit like, hit subscribe. And my internet friends, you all take care of yourselves wherever you are.